So today we're going to be making a piñata. You can take a scratched piece of paper and decide what kind of shape you want yours to be. I'm going to make an emoji piñata. So for this emoji, I'm going to need a circle, 2 hearts for the eyes, and a mouth. Let's go ahead and make it. So what you're going to need is some cardboard, either from a cereal box or Kleenex box, your choice. Some scratch paper for details. Some tissue paper. Some scissors, white glue, and some Scotch tape. You'll want it to be a paper base, as a plastic base won't work as well. And then you'll also want a pen or pencil. Go ahead and grab your cardboard. And then use whatever kind of circles you have around the house. So any lids will work. You just got to decide what size you want it. This is a pretty good size. So you'll trace around your circle. And then cut out your shape. And you'll want one for the front and one for the back. And then you'll want to sketch the face on one of them and decide how big you want your shapes, like this. So go ahead and use this as a guide for the different colors of the details. So the hearts are going to be red and the mouth is going to be brown, like this. Close enough. And then we also want the side of the piñata. So go ahead and grab another piece of cardboard. And decide how thick you want it to be. This is pretty good. I have another piece like this. And we'll go ahead. You'll want to tape. You'll want to start taping around the edge. So grab your tape and cut a few pieces. It's sometimes easier to add the tape to the straight edge, like this. Cut some notches in the tape. And then put these 2 pieces together. And you'll want to do the same all the way around. If your side piece isn't long enough to go all the way around, you can cut another strip the same size as this one to make up the difference. You can go ahead and take the 2 pieces together. And now you can keep going. And now cut off the extra. There's about this much extra. If you want to make a line to make it easier, you can. And now tape these two edges together. And now you have the front of your face. So go ahead and decide if you want to fill it now. You can fill it with candy, with stickers, or with your own confetti. Let's say you want to fill your piñata, but you don't want to necessarily break it open. Draw an opening, and what you're going to do is cut around the sides and the bottom, but leave the top just like this. And you'll want to fold the top so that you can have a little flap where you can fill your piñata. You will have to tape this little part here closed. If you want to make it easy to open your flap, you can also tape a little piece of paper onto the inside, and you can even glue that. And then you'll have a little flap that you can close and open up to fill your piñata. You can also choose to hang your piñata. You just have to decide where you want it to hang. And it's much easier to do this step before you put the bottom of things on. So go ahead and have your piece open like this. Decide where you want to put the openings. I usually make 2 holes. And you can get a safety pin or even a toothpick might work. And you just have to be careful because this is pretty sharp. Just put it in where the hole is, make a hole, do it for the other side, and then you can take something a little less sharp like a toothpick and put it in and make the hole bigger. Same thing on this side. And now you can easily put through a string. And you'll want to tie a knot. And pull it nice and tight. And now you can pull this up. And now you have your hanger for your piñata. So we're going to go ahead and put the other side to the piñata. You can choose to fill it with whatever you have, or you can leave it empty. And now just add tape all around the edges. We'll go ahead and do the last little patch here. There we go. So next you'll want to get your tissue paper. We're going to be covering the piñata in rows across. The same thing on the back and on the sides. So you'll want to get your tissue paper, fold it in half, and then fold it in half this way. And try and line up the edges as best you can. I'm going to fold it one more time. And then we're going to cut strips that are about 1 inch If it makes it easy for you, you can draw your lines. You can even use a scratch piece of paper too. And now take your tissue paper, and on those lines, you're going to go ahead and cut it. Now you have all your strips ready to go. And then make sure that you have a folded edge on the right. And we're going to cut up, leaving about 1/4 of an inch. So about this much. Go ahead and cut up. And there will be little legs like this across. And you'll want to make sure that once again you hold your paper together so it doesn't move around on you. Go ahead and open it up. And you'll have these long strips. It's your choice if you want the shiny side or the matte side to be facing out on your piñata. So you take your strip, and you'll want to start at the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and put the first one down. So go ahead and put a line of glue, and then put your strip down. Let that dry. But you can go ahead and move on to the second row. So kind of see where you haven't cut on the strip. That's where it's going to lay down on the piñata. So that's about right. I'll put down my glue. You don't really need a whole lot. And then put down your strip. And then you'll want to do this all the way to the top. And now that we have the back covered, we can go on to the side. But first, we'll need to glue down these flaps that are left over. And so now that those edges are all glued down, we'll go ahead and start putting down the side. And so you'll want to start at the top, which is the top of the face. But you'll want to start from the back to the front. So go ahead and start gluing down your paper all the way around like this. And you'll keep going around that way, gluing strips, gluing them down as you go until you get to the top. So now that we're on our last line, we're going to stop from gluing on the side, and we're going to go to the front and do the same thing on the front as we did on the back. And just start gluing from the bottom towards the top. So now that the front is all done, and I even added a little short piece here at the front just to make sure everything is hidden. So we'll want to go and glue all of these little flaps down. We're going to go ahead and grab our edge pieces again and glue it down right at that edge to hide everything. We'll go ahead and grab the eyes that we cut out and the mouth and decide where we want to place them. And so we'll just glue these down. If you need to go ahead and give your piñata a haircut, you can. Like if you don't like these hanging off, you can kind of start cutting them down. And there you have your mini piñata.